This is the High School Crossfire. Welcome back.
Ladies and gentlemen, a good afternoon. So, the motion states that this House believes that the purpose of population census in Uganda has not been fulfilled. The first speaker on the opposition side comes and tells us that we are saying that population census is bad, but no, we are not saying that it is bad. We are just saying that it has not been fulfilled to the purposes it has been created for. The resolution states that the motion leads us to a discussion on the effectiveness of population census in Uganda in achieving their intended purposes. The first speaker on the opposition side comes and tells us that the insufficient data that we're talking about is credible. But what I'm trying to say is that insufficient data leads to the loss of lives, and the opposition calling it credible insinuates that they're not caring for the other civilians that are being miscounted for. So do you mean that Uganda is at a status it deserves to be at? For you are talking about the 1969 post-independence population census. How many years has it been since 1969? Are we at the level we should be at? For Uganda is a third world country, if you have not yet realized. As my first speaker came and told you, population census is of providing accurate data for national development. However, in the recent population census that has been carried out for proper counting, has provided inadequate data, which means that inadequate resources have been provided for the enumerators to carry out their duties. The enumerator survey report that showed 60% had inadequate training and 40% were provided with insufficient equipment and material, according to a study carried out by the Makerere Institute of Statistics. The miscounting of the people of Uganda is bound to lead to no national development.
POI.
Even if we're to say that, ladies and gentlemen, there is proper counting, if we base it off of the past population censuses,
POI.
have we seen adequate national development? No, because the levels have led to a high rate in the country that led to death of members due to the poor resource allocation, and as well as starvation of members or civilians that depend on this government support is still an issue. Another purpose is determining in population size distribution and growth rate, which has clearly not been achieved due to the Uganda Bureau of Statistics report, which states that, ladies and gentlemen, an estimated 1.5 million were missed in the census. How can we expect adequate national development if we are ignoring the Ugandans that have no support or way of helping themselves, such as the disabled community, which is one of the reasons as to why population census is being carried out? Furthermore, one reason as to why the purpose of population census has not been fulfilled is the high levels of corruption. For example, the allegations, and I repeat, allegations of the iron sheet scandal on Minister PT2. The proper resource allocation, ladies and gentlemen, cannot be fulfilled for the development of the country if everyone is not at a direct mindset as the rest. For the majority is over the minority, and if the majority are not looking for national development, then what do we expect? The 2014 census reported a 3.2 population growth, while contradicting the World Bank's estimate of 2.5%, which means that these were aimed at suspicion of trying to receive more foreign aid from outside members, rather than fulfilling the purpose of counting the people and actually giving accurate results. The Uganda Bureau of Statistics in 2014
POI.
states leading to inadequate enumeration and data analysis, that they have gone through inadequate enumeration and data analysis. 2024 population census deals with the same challenges as the former population censuses carried out. 2014 results in the census being replaced. Thank you.
Resolved. This House believes that the purpose of population census in Uganda has not been fulfilled. I'm Mwambuzi Grace Samuel from Jinja College. We are proud denegating. Now, partner in today's debate, in today's resolution, we come and set our stand as it has been fulfilled. Now, there are two things to acknowledge in today's debate. First, the purpose of population census is to generate a data benchmark for planning in a country. Second, implementation of the said plans is supposed to be done by other government agencies, and it's out of the census. The main reason for the census is to generate a data benchmark for planning. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there are two things to justify if the purpose of population census has has been fulfilled. First is, have we generated the data for planning? Second, do we have plans that have been set up? Now let me go straight to our points of let me go to some rebuttals. They come here and say that there has been ineffectiveness of population census, more so in acquiring Vision 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, the main point of census is to create a data benchmark for planning. And actually, after creating the data benchmark for planning, government came out and set up Vision 2024 after realizing that after these plans being implemented, we can be having this in 2024, meaning the purpose of population census, which is to create a data benchmark for planning, was fulfilled. They come here and say that planning for the country is the main reason for population census. Ladies and gentlemen, we come here and say that that is right, and that means that plans have been, plans have been set up, e.g. youth livelihood program, and these plans are there to help us acquire various things in the country. They come here and talk about incomplete coverage leading to incomplete data. Ladies and gentlemen, by the mere fact that different programs have been set up, and these programs reach different levels of administration like sub-counties and villages, that is enough to satisfy us that this data has been highly credible. By the mere fact that we set up programs like construction of seed schools at sub-counties and etc., that is enough to show us that we managed to cover most of the parts of the country in regards to the population census. They come here and talk about underfunding. Ladies and gentlemen, funding is not the main point. The main point is gathering data and making the plans. Therefore, if we have gathered the data and we have made the plans, the purpose of population census has been fulfilled. Implementation is another story. It's outside population census. They come here and say that the enumerators were trained. Ladies and gentlemen, let us reflect on things that were happened a few years back. Programs were set up and the programs were reaching villages. And this clearly shows us that the enumerators managed to reach out to different areas and gather enough data that we need. They come and talk about Vision 2040. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a result of population census. We managed to count people and managed to set up plans, meaning the purpose was fulfilled. They come and talk about population census purpose not being fulfilled. Ladies and gentlemen, we continue to emphasize that the main purpose is creation of a data benchmark for planning. They come here and say that Uganda isn't at the desirable status. Ladies and gentlemen, we carry out census, and after carrying out census, we lay out plans to make sure that we reach the desirable status, and many plans have been set up. Panel, they come here and talk about population size and distribution, which is always gotten after population census, meaning if it's there, population census purpose has been fulfilled. They come here and give us reasons as to why the purpose of population census wasn't fulfilled. This is out of context. We come here and talk of different points of argument. First, creation of programs like youth livelihood program that was created after understanding that Uganda has more of youth than any other population. We come and talk of creation of new administrative units like municipalities, town councils, etc. We talk of different rates of resource allocation in regions. For example, in 1980, after government carrying out a census then, they realized that Teso sub-region has the second largest population. Therefore, more resources were allocated into Teso sub-region at that time. And right now, government is focusing into central region because it has a very high population. And many other things, hospitals, etc. We come and talk about immunization programs. Ladies and gentlemen, we know that people or children are immunized even at the village level, meaning the purpose of population census in Uganda has been fulfilled. I rest my case.
This is the High School Crossfire. We'll be back in a minute.